Hello and welcome back to Losers Round 4. We've got Intimadaddies, probably one of my favourite names, up against Demonica. So Legend 6 and Assault against Rinix and Xavier. Maps, Plaza, Truth and Regret. Both these teams very evenly matched, Jim.
Yeah, this is definitely gonna be a good one. I'm first I've seen of Assault and Legend in this tournament, and obviously we've seen a lot of Renix and Savio, which I'm kind of as much as I like to talk about how slow they play. I'm actually excited to see them play because it's different. It's different in a way, and I'm curious to see if they play the same way that we have seen them in the previous tournaments or whether they changed anything. So it's gonna be a fun map, especially on Plaza as well. We see the sitting in blue all the time, and although they are red team off the start, so they have to flip the map straight away if they want to play their usual strat.
So Plaza, Truth, Regret, and Plaza being map number one, Jim. Is there, you're on the fence, are you leaning towards either side here? Who has the advantage?
I think Renix and Savia probably have the bit of the advantage because I've seen more of them, and obviously based on their seeding and their previous placements in the tournaments, they've had better plays than overall. I'm not sure if Legend and Assault have played, and how much they played together throughout the previous two EGO tournaments. So yeah, I'd say it's leaning towards Demonica, just based on previous placements. But you never know. There's three maps in this, and whoever wins the two obviously walks away with it. So.
Remember, we're in the losers bracket, so whoever loses here is out completely. And Demonica currently on 320 points, so they need as many seeding points as they possibly can to lock in top 8. And so it all starts here as Overshield gets completely given to Xavier. It looked as though it was going to be a burn for a moment, but unfortunately, no. Assault teammate Legend 6 just couldn't get there. Shay's movement's normally on point, but this time it let him down. Overshield goes to the red team, and that's not a great start, particularly for the boys on Intimadaddies.
Yeah, I feel like if Overshield in this is kind of favored a bit more towards red team off the spawn on the start. It's kind of hard to get a shot off because you can have one person sat on glass, kind of LR and shooting back while the other player kind of rushes the Overshield. It's a bit easier to get it. Whereas from blue side, yeah, you can kind of do the sneaky jumps from like the lamppost up towards the umbrella behind the Overshield, but you still have to be perfect movement and not get shot at all to hit it. So, but yeah, this Overshield basically is run out. It's not even being used. We've got Legend over there with the sniper running away. Savia with the overshield, which didn't really get used, it just depleted by the time he was in a battle. So it's good from heads-up player from Legend and Assault on Intimadaddies to kind of make that overshield relevant by just running away from him.
So Legend and Assault, they didn't get the overshield, but they somehow managed to get their hands on the sniper rifle. Only down by a kill, but a misplay by Xavier again. He had the full overshield, Jim, but not really able to use it either way.
I don't even know if it's necessarily a misplay right there because Xavier, they got the first kill and he pushed the second player. I'm not sure who it was, and the second player was actually really good at maneuvering away. They jumped up the gold, kind of just put himself in a position where his teammate could help him off the respawn. So I'd say yes, it was Xavier didn't do a lot with the overshield, and maybe he could have gone at it differently. But it's actually full credit to the player on Intimadaddies who just juked out the overshield with his movement.
Couple of kills here for Demonica. They take a 2-kill advantage heading into our second overshield of the game, which is going to be not huge, not pivotal, but it's definitely going to help no end if you can secure it for your team. We're going to see both these teams start to compete now for that overshield. Assault positioned over towards S1, might get pinched by Xavier, does get pinched by Xavier, but somehow manages to come out worse for wear. He was getting shot from the guy over at blue, took him down to no shields, and Assault takes that easy clean up kill. Overshield will be on the map now, but I like this, isolating that player immediately before trying to secure it. A player positioned on glass, which is Xavier, who gets that kill. Might make it a double kill. No.
Just to go back, just to cut off, actually in the winners bracket finals right now, it's a 1-0 lead to Cartel, a 25-12 on the first map right there. Just to catch up to that winner finals is currently going off in Cartel, no shocker in the lead. But 7-7 in this game. New sniper about to be up. Assault, let's just grab that if we want to switch on board to Assault and see if he can hit some shots.
And in the winners finals, who are they playing against? Is it Divine Mind in that rematch, or has someone else managed to get there?
It's Divine Minds, yes, you're correct.
Divine Mind beaten considerably by a decent margin as well. Sniper rifle in the hands of Xavier, just standing still, waiting to try and predict spawns as he sets his sights towards that glass area, and now Tram Loop training it, all the while waiting for a player to show themselves, but nobody getting within those scopes, no one getting within those crosshairs just yet. As he surveys the land, trying to make sure he's in a nice safe spot. Legend 6 gets 5'd in the back and unable to put damage down on any member. Assault now has a bit of a problem on his hands. He gets his shields taken down by that sniper shot. He gets taken down then by one pistol shot to the face, and that hits him hard. Down by 4 kills now. Demonica is starting to look good now. 4-kill lead, overshield in another 30 seconds or so as well, but they've got all the ingredients to extend this lead.
Yeah, and I feel like Demonica, like we said, they usually play it slow, and I thought they're actually playing this a lot quicker. Yeah, okay, we're playing it slow, the sniper right now, which is the right play to make, but it seems like they're not like isolating themselves, or they're kind of far apart, but also in like helping each other out, which is good to see. Renix with a bit of an overcommit right there, Legend, good movement, jumped over his head. Over should come up soon as well, but they're not next to each other, but they're in positions where they can help each other, which is definitely the way you need to play it. With this overshield coming up, Assault stood on top of it, grabbing it right now. It's a 39 overshield. We can remember the next minute. And Assault is ready to push with Overshield to bring back his team to this game.
This overshield could be a swing one to change the game, dictate what way it goes. Assault gets that kill onto Xavier. Rinix falls at the hands of Legend 6 as well. Two crispy kills now spawning towards blue. Xavier isolated, teammate not there with him. They've manipulated them spawns perfectly. Xavier in a world of hurt, pinched between two members, a rock and a hard place. The rock being Assault, a hard place being Legend 6. That's another kill in their favour. They take the lead, +1 now. Snipe rifle will be popping very shortly. Legend and Assault transition over there to secure it for themselves. Still about a quarter of overshield left to play with. Xavier down on garbage truck in another engagement as well. A 2v1. Ridix does help Legend to take Legend 6 down. Xavier still alive though for the moment. And now Assault has been completely flipped, and that sniper rifle will transition to Demonica. They have a kill lead.
Yeah, and to go back to it, I like the collapse from the overshield, right? They pushed really quick with that overshield and made the spawn split, and I like that. The only downside too is they weren't considering where the opponent would spawn. Xavier with a nice snipe, that switch on board over to him, but yeah, they weren't considering where the second player was going to spawn. So like I said, I like the idea they pushed the player in blue, they got they killed the player in flowers, but then they just started running around. It's like they had no idea where the second player was going to spawn in that situation. They didn't kind of like a knowledge of where to look, and it caught them, and caught them in the back there. They end up both dying down in blue truck, and not a good play. But Xavier here, S4 with the sniper. New Ocean coming up in about for 25 seconds. Renix pushing by himself. Xavier not really there to help. I'd say Xavier play it slow. Maybe get picked like he's doing. Don't give any information away until you can guarantee a kill.
That's a couple of times now that we've seen Rinix just get exposed by pushing a little bit too quickly or over engaging, and he has paid the price with his life a couple of times already. Is that something that we're starting to see? Maybe he needs to slow it down and get within touching distance of his teammate.
Maybe he does need to slow down, but then if you look at the scoreboard, Renix actually is 10-5 in this game. He has 0 assists, but he is, he's still 2 KD, so it is working in his favor. And yes, there's gonna be a couple times where it doesn't work. There's gonna be a couple times you're getting caught off guard, but I don't think he should change that playstyle because it's working. And yes, the game may be close to the end of a 2-kill lead, but it's definitely working for him, the aggression. So I don't think he should change that. So Overshield's already, I believe that Overshield was burned by the sniper of Renix, so it's a good play by him and a 2-kill lead right now.
Legend 6 in an engagement with Xavier, both members in a 1v1. Assault does get that trade, so 15 kills to 17 the score, still in favour of Demonica, and a huge 1v1 engagement goes down, and Rinix comes out on top, and that pushes and extends the advantage to now 3 kills. Xavier, lovely move, and gets himself top middle, and both now positioned on Soda Stairs. Looks as though they're going to try and transition towards the sniper rifle, which is in the hands of Rinix. Can he do anything with it, or is it out of ammunition? We will find out very shortly as S4 lights gets lit up by the guy on yellow ledge. Sniper rifle about to pop, and Rinix still hasn't died from the previous time he had the sniper rifle. Legend 6 gets taken down by Xavier. Combination of Rinix and Xavier tag team and take him down to the respawn screen. Now Niels, Assault in the world of hurt on Tram Loop, needs to try and escape if he can, but he's in a bad spot. Can he get a trade? He does. That's huge for him, and that will do somewhat to stop the damage. Legend has come off the respawn and now is helping as Rinix is taken down to no shields and starts to move towards this driveway area. Pops Legend 6 down to no shields. Needs to get his teammate Xavier back within touching distance to help him out again. Employ that buddy system. Xavier in a 1v1. Rinix finds the face of Legend 6, and now Assault gets taken down by Xavier. A couple of kills go in favour of Demonica. That's big. Now they're ahead by 5, only needing 4.
And look at this, they've already shot on the S1 spawn and he's got the sniper on it. Unfortunately, he misses those 2 shots. He really does need to hit them, but I don't think it's going to matter too much because they still have the collapse. Great nade right there, great prediction grenade. And looks like 2 kills, and this overshield's about to be up right now. So this is great plays. And I highlighted it a bit before, but this is what I like from Demonica. It seems like they've actually gone back and looked at the way they're playing it and changed it slightly. Before we used to see them playing it very, very passive and kind of being grouped up. But right now, they're always supporting each other, but at a distance. You saw Rinix top dip with the sniper while Xavier made a long flank. What a grenade, and Rinix, what a series that was for him. 17-5. He didn't die for that whole time when we highlighted that he was 10-5. What a map from him, and great assist from Xavier actually as well, as we can go into the scoreboard just in a moment. on the end of the map there. And wow, what a map that was.
Rinix, Jim, talk me through the stats. Talk me through his game. We said how good he played and didn't die from the whole time that we highlighted what score he was on. That's a really good game. And when in the situation that we're in, you're in losers bracket. You can't afford to lose games. When you have someone take the game by the scruff of its neck and really put it on their back, that's a great performance from him.
Yeah, 17 and 5. You know, that's over a 3 KD right there. And we highlighted before how he was dying in yard by himself, but it didn't change it. It didn't change his his play style. It didn't make him play any differently because it was still working for him. Yes, he died in that one situation we saw, but he still walked away with 17 and 5 with over a 3 KD. And yes, Xavier had 10 assists, which is great to see from your teammate. But overall, it seemed like Rinix just put that whole game on his back.
Whole game on its back. Xavier, of course, having those 10 assists. On the flip side, Assault and Legend, they look good in patches. They were definitely in with a shout of taking the game. We've had a couple of overshields gone their way, and maybe if they could have shut Rinix down a little bit sooner. But definitely, they're on a level playing field with this Demonica side. But at the moment, the edge just favouring the Italians.
Yeah, I think as much as I love watching Legends videos about his movement and stuff like that. It's all down to your shots and what you're doing with it. So, maybe need to not worry so much about his movement and then focus more on his actual damage output and what he's helping towards his team.
Up next, Jim, we've got Truth. It plays a fair bit different to Plaza. It's a lot more open. So it's more down to your pistol shots. Of course, no power weapons to play with as well. And the camouflage is going to be big. We've seen players already not being able to use the camouflage to its fullest effect. And maybe we can see a change here with these boys.
Yeah, I feel like as we're progressing through the tournament, we're seeing a lot more, high-level plays, high IQ plays that are actually happening. Just in that previous map alone, the sniper was used so much more, hitting a lot more shots. Even though it's just simple shots, it's not going around no-scoping, hoping you hit a no-scope. It's actually like, they're predicting the lines, they're predicting where the opponent's going to move to, and, shooting them when they come around the corner or peek at an angle. So, obviously, it was good from the sniper. And obviously, this map just being a camo, I expected more sneaky plays and more decisive plays with the camera. They're going to commit to these kills and get these kills, and that's definitely what I'm expecting in this map.
Intimadaddies, tournament life on the line. They lose here, that's the end of the tournament, and they will not have enough points to solidify themselves in the top 8. They will bow out of the tournament and of the season. This is their do or die time as Assault creeps towards P2. Camouflage has been burned now, it seems. Xavier gets a double kill and a terrible start for Intimadaddies, but on the flip side, a fantastic start for Demonica.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where it's like, okay, you can burn the camo, which yes, it's a good burn if you don't feel like you're gonna, walk away from it, but you still went two kills down in that situation, and now they're on the back foot again, kind of just running for their lives while the platform. Great stick right there from Legend. As we switch over to Xavier with the tac mag and see if he can win this battle. Big win right there, and Legend coming in the cleanup. So they're back in it. And just to go to it, in the winners bracket finals, Cartel do beat Divine Minds 2-0. It seemed like it was a very much one-sided series, which I feel like is expected, but just an update on that.
Divine Mind not able to close the gap in the last week. Of course, they have had a couple of close games up against Cartel, but unfortunately this time around in the winners finals, they came up a little bit too short and by a significant margin as well. Cartel just showing why they're one of the best teams, if not the best team around at the moment. But over this side of things, 5 kills to 2 for Demonica, and Intimadaddies need to get a grip here before they start hemorrhaging kills. Another camouflage in 40 seconds or so, but they need to slow things down and start to sing from the same hymn sheet.
Yeah, and Xavier so far has putting this game on his backpack this game round. That's Renix's first kill this map. Xavier's currently got 5, and there's another kill for Renix right there. And Xavier's like, okay, you carry the plaza, I'll carry the truth. Let's see how this happens. And the camera come up in 30 seconds. Renix already knowing where is that Legend is going to spawn. I like this. This is what I'm saying. As you get further through the bracket, you get these kind of you get the players that have a better read on the map, or a lot more. They know what they're doing. They know where the opponent's going to spawn, and they know how to punish it. And I like to see it. And we need to see him rotate around through blue here. Get that camo. Xavier spawns front base, and he's split off from him, which is a bit of a risky play. I guess Xavier went top mid, but this camo is what they need to play for.
For a second there, I thought they had them exactly where they wanted. Camouflage was going to be up very shortly, and they had them spawning over towards car. And what they decided to do was push those car spawners, but didn't get back and didn't reset in time. But it matters not, as they managed to get a couple of kills and only lose Xavier in between the difference. I didn't see him. Well, I would have liked to see there, James. Only a small thing, but wait for the 2 enemy members of the team to spawn up before you pop that into your chest, and maybe try and ensure that they don't get the timing and don't have a rough idea of when it spawns up. But they didn't do it this time.
Yeah, I think in that situation it's not as bad because it didn't look like any def cams were really available for for Legend and the sort to see when that camo come out. Now, if they really wanted to, and I hope they are, they could have actually stayed on the def cam and listened for the camo pop.
Yeah.
That's definitely something you can do. Just because you don't have a view on it, if you really focus on the sound, you can hear the pop. So that's your one way. That's definitely one way that I use to be able to know when the camo's coming up. Is even when you're in a 4v4 or 2v2, you can hear when the opponent pops that power up in the chest. And if you have your audio really loud, you can hear it from quite far away. So definitely one thing to do. But this camera doesn't really seem like a lot's happened from it. I feel that's not necessarily Renix's fault in that situation. It's just great from Intimadaddies to kind of rotate around. It's a perfect killing spree for Renix right now.
Renix starting to heat up again, maintaining that dominance off of map number 1. Assault, though, sitting back glass, manages to just pip him to the kill. So great work from Niels there. 14 kills to 6 to score. Still ahead by a significant margin are Demonica, although they are starting to bleed some kills slowly here, and momentum's gradually starting to build for Intimadaddies as Assault does get taken down now on board with the Welshman. Legend 6, not to be confused with the French international over on the Cartel team of Legend. He's positioned in towards his attic area, waiting for his teammate to spawn up. But they're down by a significant margin, and they're starting to lose kills at it. And the game is starting to slip out of their fingers just now, and the tournament's starting to slip out of their fingers.
It just seems like it's just not quite working for him. And like the shots don't really seem too confident. You saw Legend 6 are kind of windmilling a bit there, and then we switch over to Assault just before that. Actually, he was windmilling quite a lot. It just doesn't seem like their shots quite there. Whether it's lack of confidence or maybe it's just it's not there for him. But walking away with 2 for 1 kill right there. Camo coming up soon. We can see if they walk away with this. Maybe they might be able to sneak away with this quickly. But Xavier is hunting. Xavier is going for that camo, and he knows he hit him with a nade.
Got that hit marker from the grenade and a huge kill. I like that from Xavier. Knew there was a player to the left, but decided to isolate and stay trained. Tunnel vision, the camouflage player. He was the most important player. Although they're ahead by so much, keeping it professional and making sure they take down the danger man.
Yeah, and you look at this straight away. Renix hits a perfect prediction nade. Like the amount of times you can throw a grenade in this game, and just because of the hit markers alone, it gives you that information. Like he knew the general area where Intimadaddies were going to spawn, but he didn't know exactly where he's going to do. So he used a grenade to gain the information. Got a hit marker on the guy just crouching above the toilet area, and then pushed it and gets the kill. And that's all these small little tiny things. You maybe don't notice it when you see it in 4v4s or anything like that, but it's just small things. Getting a hit marker from a grenade, it gives you that information. It just gives them that free kill, and a great stick from Renix, and 1 kill left till they knock out Intimadaddies.
Intimadaddies only have 1 life possibly left in their entire spring series, and there it is as Xavier finds the face of Assault to eliminate Intimadaddies, and they will not have enough points to secure a top 8 position. So that will be the end of their tournament, the end of their spring series. They've performed admirably throughout all season long, but just come up short against this Demonica roster. But Demonica looking strong and looking really good here.
Yeah, I like it. Like I said before, it seems that they've changed. They've gone back and changed up a bit their playstyle so far. Maybe they put in a lot of twos practice, which I expect from these boys. These guys seem like they put their heads down and grind a lot, which is awesome to see. They're playing a lot more aggressive, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they do in the future of the tournament and the losers bracket run. But it's definitely about, unfortunate GG's to Intimadaddies. I was looking forward to seeing you guys play, like I say, Legend 6. I love the movement stuff and the movement videos on Twitter and YouTube that he does. It's always nice to see, even in we're in the 6th year of Halo 5 and new stuff still getting found out. So it's awesome to see, but movement only gets you so far, sadly, and they've been knocked out of the tournament.
Yeah, unfortunately, we say goodbye to the Jump Master and the Biceps as they both bow out. Untimely as it is, but at the same time the Italians have looked really good and started to mold, and maybe listen to some of our criticisms last week when we said they were a little bit too slow, a little bit tentative, and they've started to adapt their game, maybe watching and reviewing film. They're both pretty dedicated players, so they put their head down and started the grind, and it's starting to show.
Yeah, for sure, and we're looking forward to seeing them play in the tournament next. I'm not sure who they play against next, but yeah, there's the series layout right there. Kind of, it seems like it, Demonica all the way.
Demonica never took their foot off the gas, kept their boot to the throats of Intimadaddies, and that's why we've seen the events transpire. This is going to be the end of me and you, Jim, as Joe Sketch and Tools is going to be on to round out the show and close us up. But any passing remarks before we head off?
No, I'm just looking forward to the rest of the tournament. I'm glad to see. I'm glad for Tools and Sketch to get to cover some finals. I'm sure they're going to do an amazing job up there, and I'm looking forward to next week's finals. It's going to be so many intense games, so many close matches, and it's going to be great.
That'll be all from us over on this side of things. We've opened the show and we will pass the keys as it will, over to Spilly, the producer, and over to Tools, and of course to Joe Sketch, who will take us away. Thanks to John, who's our producer over on this side. We're going to just hand the keys over to the other boys, so you're going to have to refresh your browsers to keep it updated. So when we go off, don't worry, that's not the end of the Halo action. You will get to see how the rest of this open does transpire. But for us, take care. Be sure to refresh your browsers. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.